Are you a metal detectorist and thinking about trying another form of treasure hunting, but you're not sure about the lingo? Or maybe you've thought about starting metal detecting, but have no idea and don't understand the metal detecting jargon and lingo that's used. Stay tuned, because we're going to discuss all different kinds of treasure hunting lingo and what these terms mean. Plus, I have a surprise co-host tonight. Welcome to Digging with Deej and my Treasure Hunting Livestream, available most Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please grab your beverage of choice and sit back and enjoy the show that will begin in approximately 1 minute. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Digging with Deej. Hi, Maria. Alice Wonderland in my house. I tried to say hi to several of you on your way in. Drake Miller, welcome. Let's see. Cal Venture D Low, hello. Bill Papa Rouse, hello. Well, before I continue this, let me bring in my surprise co-host, you guys. You will be happy to see who it is. It's Mike, Metal Detecting NC, North Carolina. Unmute yourself, Mike.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
Okay, that's okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Paul, American Woodland Relics. So thank you so much for being my co-host tonight. We've got a topic that can be lengthy. I didn't realize I don't think either one of us realized how many bits of information that we were researching. I couldn't believe how much lingo there was for each treasure hunting category.
Yes, so, I agree.
I think I worked one whole day on it. And then I got to a point where I got a mental block and I had to get a hold of Cal Venture do low because I couldn't think of the any lingo for magnet fishing. So sorry for. I'm glad I didn't wake you up in the middle of the night, Cal. I have this habit, everybody. I get on a roll on my research and I lose track of time. And I messaged Cal on Messenger. I think it was 2:00 in the morning, and I didn't realize it. He got back to me the next morning. Luckily, I didn't wake him up. So thank you, everybody, for coming. 23 in my house. Wow.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Goodness gracious. Mudswat in my house. There's Adventure for Relics. There's Mudswat. Mudswat, how's your back doing, dude? I think it was you.
Yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah.
Back.
You hurt your back a couple weeks ago. So hope your back is doing better, Mudswat. So Patty Dirt Clod metal detecting in my house. David Frazier in my house. Maria Alice Wonderland. Jimmy Cloak. Venture Dulo. Dirt Clod metal detecting. Try to give everybody some shout outs.
If you want to be recognized, type something in chat.
Jack Felmy Jr. Welcome to Digging with Deej. Drake Miller. Thank you. Welcome back. Martin's Treasure Hunting. Okay. I need to scroll back farther because I put something in the chat towards the beginning. There's William E. Lane Prater, who I dug and metal detected with Kay's Dig in it. She took me to meet him, and we were detecting in Louisiana.
Nice.
Peach State Explorer, welcome back. Trying to find it. Where is it? Banshee Mining, Julie, Mrs. Can-Do, D. Spud. Let's see. Jeremy, Finding Alabama, who is nervous because he's going to be listening while he's packing because he has a road trip, and I can't tell you where he's going. It's a surprise.
Nice.
Let's see. Still scrolling. Okay. Triple R Adventures. Used to be called Randolph Relic Recovery. That's Martin. So he's made a channel name change. So make a mental note of that, everybody. He's in Florida. He does water detecting. So we're going to go over my world-class treasure hunters list. It hasn't changed too much. As always, I ask you to keep oldies and goodies in it. Susie Q96 in your thoughts and prayers. They're doing okay, and we want to keep them that way. Mama's God Detecting is doing good. She received her first package of shards in the mail, she told me. So, and I think I have 4 pieces of mail with shards so far. We have until the 15th, and then I'm going to box it all up with mine and send them off to Mama's Gone Detecting. You know,
I sent you a bag.
Huh?
I sent you a bag of shards.
Did you? Okay. I'll watch for it. I haven't been to the post office this week.
Yeah, it should be there on Friday.
Okay. I am having a shard drive for Mama's Gone Detecting. That's porcelain and china and colored glass shards that are flat. And I'm doing this because she's a longtime metal detectorist who got a diagnosis from her doctor that was pretty devastating, and she's in a wheelchair now. But luckily, she is also a very creative artist and crafter and makes things out of these shards. So this is something she can still do sitting in a wheelchair. So
you might want to suggest to her to make something to auction off.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should ask her if she would make something for me for my 6,000 subscriber giveaway, because that will be coming up soon. So keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And of course, Jackson and I are 100% now. We're completely well. And I think Drew is almost better. Jocelyn's better. They both recovered. Keep Paul American Woodland Relics in your thoughts and prayers. He's had something come up. I can't share with you what it is, but he needs our thoughts and prayers. Tammy and Bill, Nugget Shooter Journals. It's a long process. They're recovering after they had rental homes on their property that they rented out, and one of them burned to the ground. Charlie Reiser is still recovering. And if any of you guys, I can see this right now. They're doing it right now. That makes me mad. Okay. Let me finish this list and then we're going to talk about something real quick. Tripwire and his family, I think they're recovered. Let's see. Mudswat hurt his back. He's in the chat. I didn't see if he said he was recovered yet or not. Bobby Buddha was really sick last week. He's been sick. Hopefully he's recovered. And the new one I just found out about, Jackie Smith's metal detecting video. She's a friend of mine from the UK. Please keep her mother in your thoughts and prayers. Her mother's battling cancer.
Oh, man.
Jackie's getting wore out because it's like, I forget, a several hour drive for her to go and spend time with her mom and back. So,
nice,
Maria, what are you doing?
Sweet.
Oh, Maria. Shipping the shards. Thank you so much, Maria. That's so helpful. Thank you so much. So I wanted to share something with you guys real quick. It has nothing to do with our topic, but I'm a monetized channel, and with the changes that went through, okay, they went through like the beginning of November, and at first I wasn't monetizing my live streams until after they already aired. But then I found out that I can't choose where the ads go if I wait until after the live stream is already aired. So what happens? Then they put multiple ads breaking up my live stream all over the place. But if I choose to monetize the live stream before it airs, I can choose how often the ads go in. You know, it's my opinion that they should not be putting ads anywhere but the beginning and the end of any piece of content until after it airs. And then the people that missed it, they get to watch the ads. But that's not how they're doing things. So I'm going to show you, for those of you that aren't monetized, so you can see, I'm going to share the screen with you and show you. I chose the longest duration between ads, because the longest duration means less ads. Okay. Here, I just started and I look on my phone and they already had popped an ad in there. It's like, what in the world, people? That's not what I chose. So I'm going to show you exactly what I chose. Okay. I'm going to share the screen. Present, share screen. And that, share. Okay, so I've got it turned on, and it says YouTube selects and places ads for each video. Ad formats are selected by balancing the viewer experience and creator revenue. Sure they are. Okay, so I can either let YouTube do it, which I have for other ones, and they've just filled the whole live stream with multiple ads, or choose how mid-rolls appear. So I chose select, where's my cursor? Select mid-roll ads at a set frequency. I chose every 30 minutes. Well, I also clicked this, Show ads to viewers at different time to maximize revenue. I'm not clicking that. So you're all going to get an ad every 30 minutes, according to this, okay? When it says insert mid-roll ads manually, you can't do that. Or they won't let me do that because I click on it and it goes nowhere.
I think the manually
So
means
I just want
after
you
it's
guys,
published, then after it's
I'm
published,
wondering
then
if
you can
that's
choose
what it
where.
means. Maybe. I don't know. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of what we're dealing with, okay? Okay, I hit stop sharing. Okay, we're back. Okay. So I just want you to be aware. There's an ad right now. I just want you to be aware of what's going on. I wouldn't monetize, but it's not paying for itself, you guys. YouTube isn't paying for itself, the money that I put into it. And I have to claim the money that I earn. And if you claim, once you claim that you're earning income, if you claim a loss too many years in a row, the government considers it a hobby. Hi, Dragon Lady. Hi, Susie Q. So
you have to
Dan,
take a
don't be
loss
spending
2 years in a row, and you don't have to claim it on your taxes. It's considered a hobby.
Well, you still have to claim the income, but you can't write stuff off once they consider it a hobby. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's why I choose monetization, and I choose it in such a way the least invasive.
Right.
You know, I don't know what else to do. Hi, Jim, MD Melbourne in my house from across the pond.
I heard about, I have no desire to go monetized anyway, really. I don't have time to keep maintaining the videos like I did before.
Yeah.
My job precludes me from doing that. So I get out when I can and on weekends.
Right.
But that's not enough to produce a video every day, every other day.
No, I only do one video.
I don't find anything good, I'm not publishing it.
Right. Well, now I've showed the hunts that aren't so good too. So, but because I want it to be realistic metal detecting so that newbies, beginners know what to expect. So, but I just want you to be aware. I'm trying to do it the least invasively I can. Because I've got, if it wasn't for, very generous super chats from you guys, it wouldn't have helped me go to England. It wouldn't have paid for mailing stuff or buying gifts. I try to spend $30 a month to refill the token jar, and I just ordered some really neat tokens, really unique ones.
Cool.
For giveaways, but that's about the most I can afford, I'm on a senior budget. I'm not working a job per se. I mean, YouTube
you got fixed income,
but other side of the boat in my house. What are you doing, dude? I'm not asking for donations. I'm just trying to explain why I do the monetization the way I do it and that. But thank you so much. But there's Tripwire in my house. He was excited.
That was good. I'm glad you shared that because I was always wondering what a pain in the butt that was.
Well, they changed it. It was easier for us as creators to choose something less invasive.
Yeah.
And I get invited every quarter. YouTube invites me to a group to voice my opinion. And I've done it for so many years and they didn't listen to any of it. So I told them, what's the point? You don't listen to me anyway. I'm just a dumb creator to you people. And they're going, no, why would you say that? Because I have good, solid things,
Yeah.
You got to make the experience less invasive with all these doggone ads. There's Audra, Jersey History Hunter. Hi, Audra.
But when you're getting in the way of them making money, then they're not going to listen to you.
Right. So anyhow, just a little explanation. I don't want to dwell on it, but that's what's going on. So I'm sorry.
Let me refill my coffee. And
I showed you how it was set up every 30 minutes to be able to monetize the live stream. So anyhow, Mike will be right back. He's got to fill his coffee up. So, other side of the boat is a member now. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. So I apologize for the ad, you guys, in advance. Mike Lackerman, back in my house. Mike, did you get your prize in the mail? I'm just double checking. I sent out the prizes for the last 2 live streams, the one before I got sick and the one last week. Okay, you should be getting it soon, Mike. I mailed them out last Saturday. Hi, Wild Pinto. Wild Pinto in my house. 36 in my house? Holy smokes, you guys. So, Audra and I talked. This is so weird. Audra isn't going to be on next. As far as I know. Dan Smoking Treasures, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, you guys.
How you doing, Dan?
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. So this is weird. Audra's taken a little bit of hiatus, but she's not gone for a great amount of time. I mean, she'll be on intermittently. As far as I know, she's not on tonight. Right, Audra? Okay, I gotta get the Brewers prospecting in my house. Holy smokes. Nope, she's not on tonight. So we might go a little bit over because when we started researching this, we didn't realize how many different forms of treasure hunting jargon and slang and, lingo there was. And that. So we may go over a little bit, but I can only sit for so long. So we'll see. So we're going to start.
Well, let's get going.
Okay, Mike, you do the first. Do 5 or 10 of your first ones, okay?
Okay.
We'll start.
Well, when I started detecting back in 1978, when I first heard the term 12 Georgia. So you look on the back of it and it says 12 GA. So the shotgun head stamps, I always call them 12 Georgia buttons.
Oh my.
And we'll go with fence jumper and nighthawks because those are the people who trespass and go where they're not supposed to. And of course, there's the common ones that we all use, which is like bucket lister and bling, and like a bottle dump. A newbie wouldn't know what a bottle dump is.
Right.
And things like that. You find a coin, you call it a buff. Well, you want to break it into categories or just?
We're doing metal detecting right now.
Metal detecting? Okay. Mm-hmm. Like a seeded hunt, like seeded, being seeded. Right. Even some people who, just go out and is practicing in a test garden. That's another one, like a test garden. Like people say, what is it? What are you talking about? Say, well, it's where you clear an area of land about the 6 foot by 6 foot or something like that. And then you bury coins at different depths and you pack down the soil. And then you put a marker there so you know what's there, like a plastic marker or something like a golf tee or something like that. So you know something's down there still. Mm-hmm. And then you write down what it is. Mm-hmm. And, like on the top of the golf tee, you'll put a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And on your list, you got 1 is a silver dime at 4 inches, 2 is a weedy at 5 inches, stuff like that. So the test garden. And then, of course, friends, you find a coin that if it doesn't have any friends with you, does it have any friends?
Right.
Like Just a few, you know. There's a long list, believe me. We're both gonna go on some stuff like
Oh yeah.
dandy button. You know, a dandy button. That's an old term that's been used for many years. You know, I don't know who originated it or where it first came from, but I heard it about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I heard it from Aqua Chigger when I first started watching YouTube. So.
Yeah, I heard it from the Hoover Boys back in 2015, 16, long time ago. And then zinc rot. You got these scents and modern scents that are just chewed away from the chemicals in the ground. I call it zinc rot. I don't know what other people call it, but
right.
mower modified coins.
Yep. Oh, I didn't write that one down.
I call them mower modified.
There's so many, you guys.
Quarter bent in half, you know, taco. There's another one, taco. And then there's me and Craig came up with, or actually Craig did. We call it the bullet surprise. Before we start hunting a farm field or something like that, we'll say who's going to find the most bullets. And say, okay, well, whoever does, then you win the bullet surprise. And I'll turn it over to you, Deej. What you got?
Okay. When detectorists say they ran their machines in all metal, that means they ran with no discrimination and they heard every single kind of metal there was, you know, including iron. When I say I got a banging signal, it's a loud signal. A barber is a barber style dime. It's got a head on it.
They also call it a Barbie.
It's silver, and it was made in 1879 to 1917. Okay. Bazinga. When a target sounds really good and you're starting to dig it, and you see it just peeking through the soil and it looks really good, and then you pop it out and it's junk. Bazinga. like a washer on edge that looks like a coin, you know. Black dirt. When you hear people mention black dirt, it means old dirt. You said bling.
Not to be confused with black sand.
Right.
When you're panicking.
That's another one all in its own. So bling I've seen used both ways. I've seen it used as a non-precious piece of jewelry, you know, costume jewelry. But then some people will call bling
like a silver ring or something.
Silver ring with a cubic zirconia is considered bling. So Bobby Dazzler. That is a phrase that was coined by Gary Drayton. And that is jewelry or gold or something really good. Okay. Bucket lister. A bucket lister is whatever you desire. What are the top 10 items that you want to find? Metal detecting. And this will work for metal detecting, bottle digging, you know, rock hunting. So a bucket lister is a special or rare find or anything that you desire to find. And you make a list of all the things you would love to find. And that's a bucket lister list. A drape bust is an old coin that was minted in the 17 through the 1800s. It's very rare. Okay. So it's a style of coin. I believe they're copper too. I've never dug one. A cache, CACHE, okay, is a container of coins or jewelry or both buried on purpose for safekeeping. Okay. Way back when, people didn't trust banks, especially when we had bank robbers. And they would bury their valuables, you know, to avoid them being stolen from them. During the Civil War, people would put their valuables in a bucket and put it down in the well. So let's see. Camp lead. Molten lead found in or near Civil War encampment areas. You want to explain what camp lead actually is?
Well, it's sometimes it happens when a structure burns down and a lead figurine melts into a blob, or it could be when, like, say, a Revolutionary War camp or a Civil War camp where they're pouring their own musket balls and they drop some, or they got to scramble to get out of there because they got to go.
Right. Right.
You know?
Okay. Can slaw. Okay. Aluminum cans chewed up by lawnmowers that you find digging, and they always sound really good too. A cellar hole. A cellar hole is the ruins of stone foundation of early homes, mills, structures. Okay. When you hear somebody say, I can't get my machine to stop chattering. Chatter is the sound detectors make when encountering interference from other detectors, electrical fences, like invisible fences for dogs, and low power lines. I've been at a permission where there was power lines on 3 sides and they were very low to the ground. I couldn't believe that the electric company had power lines that you could touch with a fishing rod. That's how low they were. And they can cause interference. Let's see. Cherry picking. Cherry picking means going to a permission, and the first time you hit it, you cherry pick it and pick the best signals. You know, the higher signals that tend to be like silver or copper, and that's cherry picking. Clad. You want to explain what clad is, Mike?
It is post 1964, after the silver coin era. So 65 and later, on most silver coin, or most coins are clad except for $50, which were silver clad 40% until 1970. And the 1970s were basically NIFCs because they were just in the mint sets.
Right.
So it's basically a nickel, copper nickel.
What they might not know what NIFC means.
Not intended for circulation.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. A coil. It's a search disc at the bottom of the metal detecting shaft of your metal detector for those who are new to detecting. Okay. Coin ball. I never used this phrase until I was invited to collaborate with Neil, Red Bean 58, who has since passed away. God rest his soul. And he says, if you get a coin ball, you let me know. And I'd yell out, coin ball. And he'd come running across the field going, coin ball, coin ball. A coin ball is when you find a coin and it's in a clod of dirt. It doesn't always come out that way, but usually it does. Okay?
People sometimes call it in situ.
Yeah, in situ. That's another one. In situ means you found it in situation, in the situation it was in the ground. Okay. Yep. There's one, Gary, I don't have. Foiled again means you dug up a piece of foil. Okay. Coin shooter. A coin shooter is a detectorist who prefers searching and detecting coins over relics. Okay. And that. Coin spill is when more than one coin is found together in a plug or hole.
I got some coin
and
related.
That's where you're one of them. You said earlier, when you find your first coin and then you recheck your hole with your pinpointer, which is a handheld metal detector,
I got some
and
coin
you find out
terms.
it has friends. Those are other coins in the hole with that first coin, making a coin spill. Metallic heavy metal detecting. Welcome. Welcome to Digging with Deej. Okay, copper. You'll hear people say copper. They found a copper. Or in New England, they'll say kappa. They'll pronounce it that way. A copper coin is a U.S. large cent or state copper found in various states in New England. There was a New Jersey copper, a Connecticut copper, a Vermont copper.
Or a large cent. They call those.
Or the American large cent.
Yeah.
So it's a large copper coin.
Like the 2-cent piece, we call it deuce.
Mm-hmm.
Or the silver 3-cent piece, we call it trine.
Yep.
Or a 3-cent nickel, a trickle. I actually found one of those. Surprised.
3-cent nickel. I've only found one.
And
I didn't know what it was when I found it. I had to contact a bunch of people to try to figure out what it was.
Yeah. And then, of course, a buff for a buffalo nickel, or because sometimes you just yell it across a field, if you don't have a walkie-talkie.
Right.
Like a memorial or a merc for a Mercury dime, or a wing-cap Liberty dime is what it actually is.
Hi, Javier.
Instead of saying Roosevelt, you say Rosie. So rub that Rosie. That's what we talk, because you don't want to rub a merc, but it's okay to rub a Rosie, right?
It's not as old. Hi, Lucky James Eller.
And then if you find a seated coin, they call it sat down.
Mm-hmm.
You got sat down.
I got sat down last year for the first time.
That's cool. And then I found a standing Liberty quarter, so I got stood up.
Mm-hmm.
Or Walker and Weedy, which are actually coin terms that are commonly used as well.
Mm-hmm. Backbreaking metal detecting. Hi.
And then there's a drop, and people like, what's a drop? It's like a Civil War bullet that's been dropped and it hasn't been fired, so you find it in pristine condition most of the time, unless it's been nicked by a plow, but it could still be a drop.
Right.
Then you got the chimney stacks and stuff like that you find out in the field sometimes, evidence of a lot of bricks or a Civil War encampment or something like that, which are hard to find. But if you find a hut camp, you better check those chimney stacks and all those bricks, because before a soldier went to battle, they would hide their money in those, pull out some stones and put their money in there, put the thing back. And there's been cases of people finding some bags of coins in the chimney stacks.
Wow.
And then because they get, sometimes they don't come back for whatever reason. Surface find is a good term. So when you're out metal detecting, you see something, people either call it eyes only or surface find. So how'd you find that? It was a surface find, sitting right on top.
Right. I found buttons and coins that way.
Or you're just walking along the street and surface find, got a quarter.
Yep.
And then there's like hunted out or pounded for a site that's been hit dozens and dozens of times, but nothing, in my opinion, is truly
ever
done,
hunted out.
Because that cotton field that I've been hitting for the last couple of years, it gives up what it wants when it wants. And those of you who've done farm fields know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about when a plow. This is a no plow field.
Oh, wow.
The only thing that they dig is the fork that goes down to lay the seeds for the soybeans or the cotton or whatever. It only goes down about 3 or 4 inches.
Wow.
Just cuts a little furrow. That's it. And low and slow is another term. So when you have your sensitivity up, your recovery speed really low, and you want to go low to get those deeper targets, especially after it's been raining, a day or two after it rained. You go out there and go low and slow, and you can hear those faint tones. Yeah. I was out at a park near Milton, Florida, and it was right next to a thing, and I saw somebody's dig hole less than a foot away, but I got a repeatable, deep, faint, repeatable tone. I dug it down, and about 8 inches down was a walker.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Very nice.
And of course, there's another term associated, which is fill dirt.
Yep.
So where dirt has been imported from somewhere else, or when they scrape the top layer of dirt off and then take it somewhere else and dump it, a landfill or that could be fill dirt for the base. So if you see an area that says fill dirt wanted, when they're doing development and they scrape off the first foot of earth to get rid of all the grass and roots and stuff like that, so they have just clean dirt, that's the places that they take it to. Like they're building a new gas station, they need a solid footing.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a cool idea, Mudswat.
Yeah. Trifecta is another term of coins, that if you find three of the same kind, like a Barber, a Merc, and a Rosie, that's a trifecta. Or a Grand Slam, you would add a seated in it. So you'd find 4 dimes of the same, one of each,
Yep.
I don't think I've ever heard of a 5, a capped, a walk, a seated. I don't think anybody ever found one of those before.
Right. Mike Lackerman said when he began detecting, he quickly learned the term skunked in 65. Yep.
That's
the
when I
famous
didn't have
65 quarter. I don't know how many of them I've dug in my life.
Yeah, I got 65 a lot. Yep.
Yep.
And then since you can't say the G word anymore on YouTube, people call it a pew pew.
Yep.
Then there's the different pits that you find. You got burn pits, you got trash pits, and you got privy pits. So
hi, Brentry.
You might get lucky and find one of those. So that's where they used to dump all the unwanted material, which are, if it wasn't for litter bugs back in the day, we wouldn't have relic hunters today. You know that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And another coin term is a fatty.
Yep.
They're like either a flying eagle scent or Indians up to 1864, I think. Yeah, 1864.
I can tell you in a second. 1859, 1864, yes.
Yeah. And then I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay. Crusty. When we get a coin and we call it crusty, it's a degraded coin, usually unidentifiable. A digger. It can be a hand digging tool, or it can be a treasure hunter. Detectorists, bottle diggers, prospectors who all detect. They're diggers. Dirt fisher is a detectorist who prefers dirt over beaches or in water. Prefers detecting in dirt. Discrimination is when you are able to notch out less desirable metals that you don't want to dig up. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't think there's too many detectors that can avoid aluminum. Not many. Door knocking. Knocking on doors of homes and sites seeking permission to detect or bottle dig. Or maybe even
just to get a permission to, yeah.
You already talked about a drop. EMI. EMI means electromagnetic interface. An example would be it's a type of
the interference.
It'll interfere with your machine for like invisible.
They also call it cross-talking.
Yep, cross-talking. Other detectors close by, high tension wires, low power lines along your site.
Horse fences, underground fences.
Yep. You did Fatty. You did Phil. A find is metal detecting and digging a find, an object you desire in history worth saving or keeping. We talked about friends. Gawker, people who watch you metal detect. Some might not like metal detectorists, or they just may think, what are you doing? A greenie, a copper coin with a green patina. I've heard it more in the United Kingdom than I have anywhere else, that lingo. Gridding, detecting in a certain pattern at your location to make certain you are covering and detecting all areas. Some people grid, some people don't.
Oh, yeah. Pork chop. Mudswat says pork chop is an oxen shoe.
Yes, a pork chop is an oxen shoe. That's correct. Okay, Gary, thank you so much for stopping in. Wow, 31 still in the house.
How you
Thank you
doing,
so
Gary?
much.
I'm still looking for that phone number. It's in the network of. When I'm at work, I'll try to find you that contact that you want. He found a unit crest, and he wants to donate it to the active duty unit that's still active duty from that unit. And it's
Oh,
all the way
that's
from 1865, and it's
wow.
still there's still an active 3 active battalions of that unit.
Wow. That's
And
something.
so he wants to give it to the museum. So I'm trying to find the Fort Riley Postal
Okay, the next
Bureau.
one is halo. The effect caused by buried iron that has leached out around it, creating a halo of iron. Sometimes this can null out your machine. Null is another term. Null means to confuse your machine, okay? So sometimes this can null or confuse a machine. Will null the detector out.
Can I clarify what null
But
is?
it happens when it more often when it's a machine that has a preset ground balance that you cannot manually ground balance. For
Can I
instance,
clarify what a null is as far as electronics go? Because I'm an
okay,
electronics worker. Say you have your coil and it's a round coil. Imagine this is round. When it's on its edge, when it's on and it's detecting, there's the electromagnetic field going around it. So when you have a double D coil, if you have a concentric circle coil, like you have a circle and then you have an inner circle, that's a concentric circle, and it's more of a cone. So, and on the top is going to go cone here too. So on the edges, flat next to it, right next to it is going to be the null point. You won't hear that target. That's a null. There's no signal to get it. When the double decoil, it's more like a wiper.
mm-hmm.
So instead of a conical going like this, you have the double decoil has it along a line, so it's wiping the ground like this.
Right.
And the null on those is basically right in the top and the bottom, the front and the back where the D's separate and they come out like this. The null is right at the tip of where those things are.
Right.
So pinpointing technique that a lot of people do is they have their target and then they'll back off. They'll do what they call the shake, and then they'll just back off until the signal goes away and the signal's right at the tip of your coil.
Right. Now, in my situation, a null can also be when there's so many targets. Rob Random in my house from across the pond. Okay, I was doing my sesquicentennial permission. I was out in the alfalfa field. And there was so many targets in the ground that my machine just got overloaded and just froze up. It nulled it out. Okay. I was talking to my friend Justin DePace down in Florida, and he was an affiliate for Technetics. And I told him what machine I was using, and he goes, that has a preset ground balance. You need a machine that you can ground balance custom manually to each permission. So that's when I bought the T2, and it changed everything for me. So, ruh-roh. We lost Mike.
No, I'm here. I just got to
okay.
take care of something real quick.
All right. So thank you to Justin DePace. Otherwise, I wouldn't be swinging a T2 right now. A heartbreaker is a coin or relic that has been damaged by chemicals in soil or a plow, or time has disintegrated it, destroyed it. When it comes to the metal detecting type of treasure hunting, a heart stopper is a target that appears to be what it is not. Gets your adrenaline going only to discover it's junk. High tone.
Or it's better than what you thought it was.
Yeah. Like what happened to me.
Yeah.
I thought I was digging a can and it ends up being a Morgan silver dollar. Crazy. Honey hole. A permission that produces good hunts time after time. That's what we call a honey hole. Hunted out sites, usually public, that have been metal detected by many detectors for many years. But both Mike and I agree it's never hunted out. You'll always find something. You may not find a lot, but you'll always find something. I mean, I pounded that old schoolhouse site last summer. It's been detected for 30, 40 years by many detectorists, and I pulled a ton out of there. So it's never hunted out. A hot rock, a rock containing metal that sets off your detector. What did Dan say? Thank you so much for coming, Dan. Have a good dinner. Okay. Let's see. Iffy signal.
Susie Q, I'll send you an email, or if you can send me an email. My email's in my channels about page. So Susie Q, please send me an email.
Okay. Iffy signal, a faint, deep signal that reads as a conjective deep target, but it's just faint. You can barely hear it. Okay. Sometimes those are the best finds. In the wild, when you find a coin, Dan Burrows, thank you so much. Members for 9 months. Thank you so much. In the wild, a target that's not been dug, a coin that's not been dug in a seeded hunt. And I believe you already talked about a seeded hunt. A seeded hunt is where coins have already been placed in the ground ahead of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. An Indian is an Indian head penny and they were minted between 1859 and 1909. A key date or a semi-key date are coins with a date of low mintage that might have a higher value. A largie is a U.S. large cent. Masked or masking, when an iron halo, I can't even read my own writing, creeps up to a desirable target, making it difficult to get an accurate reading on your machine.
That's why you dig the iffy signals.
Yeah.
And you always check your hole. Recheck your hole.
Recheck your hole. Okay. Memorials are a U.S. Lincoln head cent made of copper, minted 1959 to 1982. And Zinkins are zinc pennies, and those are the ones you were talking about, get ate up by the chemicals in the dirt. They don't last. 1982 to present. Yeah. A newbie is someone new to detecting. Nighthawk, someone who illegally detects a property without permission at night or anytime. I've had nighthawkers. Oh, living retired in my house. Hello, Ron and Joanne. How's the weather treating you down there? I heard they got bad weather down south. Let's see. I already talked about that.
It should be a nice day tomorrow in the East Coast.
Okay, a one-way signal, a target that only gives a signal, a sound, on one side of it and not when you swing back to your original starting position. So it'll only make sound. It's one side. It's a one-way signal. Okay? An overload.
That's a form of discrimination where it'll tell you that it's probably a pull tab or aluminum.
Right.
If you get that one-way signal.
A different meaning. It's different meaning for different machines. On my machines, this happens when your target is close to the surface or touching the coil. It could be a surface find even. I get an overload signal on my machine. It makes a separate sound that doesn't sound like any of the other sounds my machine makes. It tells me, do I have a surface find, or it just might be an inch or two underneath the dirt? It's shallow.
Or sometimes OL could stand for auto limits. For example, the AT Pro, I had a OL sound, and it wound up being the round thing that goes on a wood burning stove that you would pull up and shove wood in, that little plate that goes down. So it was giant. It was a good find. It was about 5 inches down, but it was giving me out of limits.
But it was a big target. Yeah.
It was a big target. Let me cover a couple. See if I.
Yeah, go ahead. You cover a couple more, and I'll see who's new in the chat. So.
Okay, cutting a plug. That's when you find a target, you pinpoint it, and then you use your hand digger or a small shovel to cut the plug, and then you can flip it over, usually in a C shape or a horseshoe shape, so it'll stay on a hinge, and then you can extract the target and flip it back down, and the root system is still intact. Otherwise, in some nice lawns, you'll just have a bunch of dead spots, and you probably won't get invited back. Covered iffy signal, low and slow, covered that one. Public domain, that's like parks and some schools that have parks built into them. As long as it doesn't say no trespassing in a city-owned property, it says it's public domain. So usually you don't need permission for those, but some towns require you to go to town hall and get a permit.
Right.
And
so you got to check.
We found that out at a hunt.
Yeah. We found out that the rules changed.
Yeah.
Because we didn't
they changed within the last 6 months.
Okay.
So you should verify that you're allowed to hunt at parks and stuff in the public domain. Sometimes you need a permit. So whenever you come to a park and it says rules and regulations, be sure to read it and say, if there's no metal detecting, then no metal detecting.
Right.
A hockey puck is a term used for a small coil. That's usually a 4.5 inch or 6 inch by like a sniper coil or something like that. People say, what did it ring up? What this coin rang up 85 or something like that, so that rang up is another term. Spitting, this when the sky is spitting on you. It's not rain, but it's almost there. So it's just basically sprinkling or spitting on you. Surface find, when you find something right sitting on the ground, or a tear out where they tore down a building or they removed a road or a sidewalk. We call it a tear out. So that way you can finally get to see what was under that building,
right,
or under that sidewalk or driveway or parking lot or whatever.
Yeah, Practical Ken got a permission. They were tearing down, or they were doing groundwork where an old train depot used to be. They worked on that for a weekend, about killed themselves that many hours for 3 days.
I would too.
Oh, that would have been.
And that would be in the line of what some of us call a virgin site that's never been detected before.
Yep.
Okay, so those are my kind of that. Cotton field was a virgin site because I was at one point I found 20 buttons in a day and a 1852 3-cent piece. I found a shield nickel there. Andrew found a 2-cent piece. We actually, me, Andrew, and Craig all found trimes within a day or two of each other.
Right.
It was amazing.
Oh. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to sit you guys. It's like, whoa.
And that's all I got.
That's
go
all
ahead.
You got?
Hotspot is another one. If you go to a park or something the park recharges itself. You're not going to find anything old, or you may or may not, depending on where you go in the park. Or did you do your due diligence to do a map recon, which is another one. A map recon is when you see a spot and you want to know what was there in the past. So you start going back through MapReca and the other mapping software, the USGS map database, which is a really good one. Check it out. So you do a map recon and see what historical structures were there. That way you know where to go to where the people were. So you're not just detecting out in a former swampland.
Right. Hi, Luterate. Hi, Patty Disharoon.
Hi, Patty. Hi, Luterate. How you doing?
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Pinpointer is a handheld metal detector. And pinpointing is using your machine to zero in on exactly where your target is. Okay. It's a function of your detector. Plow line. This is the area under where the farmer's plow can reach, which remains untouched, undisturbed. I think, trying to think. Dragon Lady. Your husband uses what, a 15 or an 18-inch plow? I don't know if she's still in the house or not. Okay. But the plow line is the line of where the plow can go to this far, but everything underneath is undisturbed. So the plow line is the depth that the plow can actually go. So, I don't see her responding. She might be eating dinner right now. A plug. The ground and grass precisely cut in a flap to preserve the life of the grass or lawn, flipped to one side of the hole. So that's the plug. You know, you took the plug out of the hole. When we're cutting a plug to find our targets, our, coins or relics. You said that already. You want to explain to them what reeded means?
Reeded is the edge of a coin. Either you have a smooth edge like on a nickel or a reeded edge like on the edge of a quarter. And
Hi,
the reason
Gail.
why they do that is these days, so it's easy identification of the coin. And a lot of gold coins are reeded, but when they first came out, they were smooth and people were scraping gold off of the gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
And they put reeds on there to identify if somebody's trying to do that. That's
Mm-hmm.
the main reason why they came up with reeded edges on silver and gold coins.
Mm-hmm. Susie Q says junk park, one where so much trash has been thrown down over years, hard to zero in on good targets.
Been
It's
to
still
those.
possible. It's
I've
still
been to
possible with
those.
the right coil.
Nothing but junk in some of those parks, man.
Some of them, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you did that one. A relic hunter. I'm a relic hunter. I primarily find relics, but I do find coins along the way. A detectorist who also searches for personal items that tell history or the story about the original landowner. Okay. Repeatable. A repeatable signal is a diggable signal. It's a signal that repeats in all different directions. Okay. A return help is when you help someone recover a lost item with metal detecting. You did that one. Did you already do round ball?
Oh, round ball?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't do that one.
Do you want to explain that one?
It's basically a musket round, 58 to 62 caliber, about the size of a marble, a good sized marble, lead, and it's basically a musket shot. It's not rifled. It's just basically a
It's from a black powder
black powder
muzzle.
weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Roundness. A button or coin appearing in your hole. I've got roundness in the hole. It's something round. You don't, not sure what it is yet, but you got something round in the hole. Hi, Autism Magnet Fishing Mary. Thank you, Ron and Joanne. Thank you for stopping in. David Carlisle in the house. Welcome back, dude. Where are we? You already talked about sat down, which I got sat down for the first time this spring. A screamer. You want to explain that one?
Yeah, that's when you find something like a chunk of brass at a a low depth and it just blasts your ears out.
Shallow, yep, and it just
or a nice
loud
coin that's really close to the surface and it's a screamer because you're like,
yep,
you have the volume up too high.
Yep, we talked about a seeded hunt. A hunt where coins have been planted in the detecting location. Shiny.
Yeah.
Find something shiny in the hole. You found silver or gold, usually silver. Somebody in the chat said skunked. Hi, Molly Duran. Welcome to Digging with Deej. Thank you for coming. Okay. What did I just
David,
say?
how you doing? David,
We talked about skunked. That's when you find nothing but trash, when you get skunked.
Yeah.
A slick. A slick is a smooth coin where the details have been worn off. You can't identify it. Square nail, a very old nail, usually hand wrought or hand forged before automation production was invented. Okay. Swinging or swing. What detectorist are you swinging? The sweeping motion of a detector means both those things. Strip hunting. It's not what you think. Strip hunting is when metal detectorists detect curb strips between the sidewalk and the road.
And those are considered public domain in a lot of places. But
right,
again,
still got to double check.
Otherwise, the police will come up and tell you to leave.
Right. All right. I wondered, like Mary goes, Papa, I'm sending snow your way. And Bill goes, Mary, bite me. He doesn't want any of our snow, Mary. Let's see. Target ID. The digital display on some detectors, not all have them, but the more recent, more modern detectors have a VDI display that gives a target ID number to whatever is in the ground. And it's digital, and you can see the number. That's the target ID.
VDI stands for Visual Digital Indicator.
Right.
Or display indicator.
Okay, you did tear outs, you did test garden. Did you explain what a 3-ringer was?
No, 3-ringer is a Civil War bullet, usually made by the Union. 2 ringers, and the smooth ones typically Confederate. So when you find a 3-ringer, it's a Civil War term for a 3-ringer bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Various calibers and various manufacturers. Some are pretty valuable.
Mm-hmm. A trash pit is a location in a yard where a hole was dug for trash and covered over with soil for digging the next pit when it was full. Before garbage. This was before garbage pickup. So, early.
Either had to burn or trash or bury.
Right. And also, it's a term for Civil War encampment sites. A hut may have a trash pit nearby.
Yep.
And that where they dug a hole and buried their trash, so they left no trace that they were ever there. So
I got an interesting story for you.
Okay.
As Sherman was coming through doing his march to the sea, he hit Savannah, and then he moved through South Carolina, laid a whooping on them. He told his troops to take it easy on North Carolina since they were the last to secede, but they still kind of, did their own thing. When they got to after Bentonville, which was one of the last battles of the war, the Sherman's army of 60,000 people were at Goldsboro, North Carolina. And this is in his memoirs too, that after they killed a bunch of horses, buried them in a pit, and near Goldsboro, all the troops got new uniforms because he wanted to pass and review. He wanted everybody to have new uniforms. So all these uniforms, how many buttons are on a uniform coat?
Oh my goodness.
Now, 60,000 men, 60,000 coats were buried in a pit because they smelled, they were stained with blood and they stunk and everything like that. So they dug a hole, threw 60,000 men's uniforms into this pit.
Oh my gosh.
And then did their passing review and left.
Wow.
Somewhere near Goldsboro is a pit that has
a trash pit full of
uniform
Civil War
tops
buttons.
with all those buttons.
Confederate buttons. Wow. Could be from many states.
Union buttons.
Oh, they're Union? Oh, yeah, wow.
German troops. Yeah.
Wow. That's wild. Okay, toasted. A coin that is corroded beyond recognition. A top pocket find is a phrase that Gary Drayton coined. It's something really good. He puts it in his top pocket and then buttons it on. He's on Cursive Oak Island. He was a detectorist for many, many years, originally from the UK, but lives in Florida on the East Coast, I believe.
Or a front pocket find.
Mm-hmm. He calls it a top pocket find. A tot lot are different, they're playgrounds for children. You did trifecta already. You did Virgin Site. You did Walker, Weedy. A white, a coin with no details. A wrap up. When you do a wrap up after a hunt, you go over your finds. What did you find? You put your trash in one spot. And then zinkin, which I had mentioned earlier, is a zinc penny that they don't last in the ground. So those were all the metal detecting. Oh, I gotta get up. Whoa. My behind is getting sore from sitting.
And there's also field cleaning, which you can just take a toothbrush and do a quick field clean.
Right.
You can do a detailed clean or electrolysis to remove any patina from an object so you can get it looking in the state it was in when it was lost.
Okay. So we're going to give some tokens away. I've got my 3 boxes here. Okay. So we're going to see how much you retained. All right. Let me find one. And the first one to put the answer in the chat, so get your typing fingers ready, is the winner. And you get to choose 1, 2, or 3, which box you want. I will mail this token anywhere in the world, so everyone is eligible, okay? Try to find one. What is it called when you've got iron in the ground and the iron leaches out? What is that called?
Ooh.
No, you can't tell. First one in the chat gets to draw a token. What is it called?
Mud SWAT, yes.
What is it called? Oh, Mud SWAT got it. Mud SWAT got it. You got it first. Good job, Mud SWAT. Okay, Mud SWAT. You want box
1, 2,
number
3.
1, 2, or 3? Number 3.
There you
box go. Number 3.
Good choice, man. Good choice.
All right. And you got a copper car wash token. It's got an old car on it. It's going to be hard to see with this. It's got an old-fashioned car on the front. And on the back, it says, Sunshine Self-Serve Aurelia, Ontario. This was a present for the token jar that Chrissy and Johnny of Outdoorsy Gal O sent a couple of years ago to put in that token jar that I've got here. So you got a Canadian token.
Nice.
So congratulations, Mud Swat. Is Cynthia in the house tonight? I haven't seen her.
I haven't seen
She's
her.
okay. Did you see her?
No.
Okay, let me put my... So anybody that wins anything, come on. This is my email address. Okay.
I haven't seen Arlene Church either. She usually comes and sees your chat.
I made a mistake last week with the Christmas card, and then I caught it right at the very end. I thought it was, the card says Brenda, and then she puts in parentheses Arlene Church at the very end of the card. And I went, whoa, that's not Brenda. Mama's gone detecting. So, okay. So I've got your address, Mudswat. Cool. So, hey, there's one card that arrived. I have a lot of cards that kind of disappeared, and I don't get why. So either that or they just haven't told me that they arrived. Okay, so the next one we're going to guess is... What is it called when a coin comes out of the dirt in a funny shape? A certain shape, a round shape. What's that called? First one in the chat gets a draw.
Come on, you remember.
Patty got it. Whoop. Patty got it first. Sorry, D-Spud. Patty got it first. Oh, D-Spud said a taco. Okay. Hey, Patty. You want box number 1 or box number 2?
Hard to choose with only 2.
Box number 1. Okay, box number 1. Patty, you got a senior high 5-cent token, which was good way back when, on a carton of milk. And it has a hole in it. And it's got a background on it that looks like a spirograph. Hi, Bud Files. Wow, still 28 in my house. Holy smokes, you guys. So congratulations, Patty. Patty, you got my card, right? My Christmas card, so I've got your address. Okay. You want to choose the next one, Mike? Or do you want me to do it?
You do it.
Okay. Oh, we didn't say that one. I forgot one there. What is a target that's not dug in a seeded hunt? What is a coin or a target that's not dug in a seeded hunt? What do you call that? Hi, Stormy Day. Hi, DNL Treasures. It's not.
I got it. I got a different one.
Well, there's one.
If they're confused on that one.
Yep, you got it, Mike Lackerman, in situ. So, Mike, you get box number 2. That's the only one left.
Nice.
Mike, you just won a presidential Shell's gas station coin game token. And this one is the 3rd president, Thomas Jefferson. Congratulations. Let's see. Talca Detector in my house. Welcome back, dude. Susie, I'll have to talk to you about that after my live stream, all right? Okay, Calca detector. Oh, did you guys hear Salem? Are you talking to me? Come here, Salem. Oh, he just heard
You
his
told
puppy.
Salem to speak up.
He did a big meow. Salem, buddy. Oh, he's going back upstairs.
Just for funsies, what is another name for a shotgun headstand?
Oh. I'm trying to think what Stealth Diggers calls it. Shotgun Wayne, right?
I call it it's a state and I call it a
Oh,
button.
that's right. I don't remember what you called it. Does anybody remember?
It was the first one. So a 12 gauge shotgun headstand. What do I call it? 12th Georgia button. There you go.
12th Georgia button. Okay. Did somebody get it?
Somebody said Georgia. Mike, before I said it, he said
American Woodland Relic says the 12th Georgia.
Yeah.
So Paul got it.
Yeah, that's fun. Oh, another one we didn't cover was taco money. We forgot to mention that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you find a lot of loose change, you're like, yeah, making some taco money at least.
Well, that's kind of a phrase that another detectorist coined. Metal Detecting NYC, I think, coined that one. Oh, jeez. Hi, David Carlisle. Hi, Paul and Belinda. All right, so now we've got, I don't think I'm going to have time to do the other. We may have to do a part 2, you guys, for the bottle digging and the gold prospecting. And
yeah, do a part 2 for the bottle digging and the magnet fishing.
Yeah. I mean, I realize Audra's not on tonight, but still, I don't know how long I can sit. Okay, so tonight on our humongous sticker pack giveaway, we're giving away a sticker from Marty is Nuts About Digging, which is Martin's Metal Detecting now, who is in the house. Benzo Gold, a prospector. Treasure Vortex, who I fell asleep after dinner last night. Hi, Melissa. And I missed Treasure Vortex podcast last night. But I think they were interviewing somebody last night. I forget who, though. Dig It Dude, The Gathering, from Audra, Jersey History Hunter. Looter 8, who's also in the house. And I believe Audra's in the house, if she hasn't gone to bed yet. Mason Merck Metal Detecting, who also made it on the Weekly Dirt with me last weekend on Ken Adventures in Dirt, restarted his channel. And Gypsy, myself, and Mason Merck and his dad all were on. Our finds were featured on Ken's show Sunday, I think it was. So Mason Merck, Metal Detecting. Flash in Your Pan, who's up next at 8 o'clock. Mike, Metal Detecting North Carolina. Dan Smoking Treasures, who's also in the house. Banshee Mining, who's also in the house. Treasure Tom, who I've gone metal detecting with and bottle digging with. And my new sticker, Treasure Hunting on a Budget. So I think there's 12 stickers there, you guys. So if you are interested in entering, I will mail these anywhere in the world, okay? So put hashtag, what did I put? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Lingo. Lingo. Put hashtag Lingo in the chat if you have not won a sticker pack this month from me. Okay? Excuse me. All right. So let me go in and share the giveaway tool.
I've received a sticker pack from Deej before, and it was a nice one. There was a lot of stickers in there.
Share. There it comes. Okay. Okay. So we're going to see how many are in there so far. So far, there's only 10 entries. How many we got in the house? Let me see. We got 32 in the house, everybody. David Carlisle's got taco in there. It's not taco, it's lingo. I don't know if it matters that it's capitalized or not. There's Wild Pinto. Let me see if it's updated. 13. Come on, folks. Don't be shy. Got 10 seconds and then I'm going to draw. So hurry up and put in the chat. #lingo. Make sure you capitalize it just in case it doesn't recognize it. There's 14. There's one more. 15. Wow, and we've got 32 in the house? Wow. That's a lot of people not entering. Don't be shy. Come on, 16. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. You got a good chance of winning. Only 16 in the entries. Here we go. Good luck. Now watch, it'll draw my name.
That'd be funny.
Mrs. Can Do.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Woohoo. Okay, stop.
Nice.
Sharing. Let me go back to StreamYard. There we are. Congratulations, Mrs. Can.
Congratulations.
Mrs. Can. So, what time is it? It's 6 o'clock. Do you want me to go ahead and do another type of treasure hunting? Or do you want me to wait and do it next Tuesday?
You can do next. Well, who's coming on? Well, let's see. Who did you say was coming on at 8?
Flash in your pan, but it's not even 7 o'clock yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my behind is sore. Gail Davis says,
I'd say do another part 2.
Cannot remember half the things you say, but I'm enjoying watching and listening. Thank you, Gail. What'd you say?
I'd say it'd be good to do a part 2 for the magnet fishing and bottle digging terms. Yeah.
Right. Next Tuesday. Okay.
Although there are some terms that cross over, there's a lot of unique terms to each.
Right. And that, well, congratulations to all the winners. Next in line is Flash in Your Pan. I don't know if I wrote down who his guest was or not. Jerry from California Motherlode Prospectors is the guest tonight on Flash in Your Pan. So that should be an interesting guest. D-Spud, Mrs. Can Do, can I have my black lab back? And that. And I thought you had that storage unit done already, Susie. Wow. Okay. So that's Flash in Your Pan. Then Bill, Papa Roos, What's in the Dirt, is on at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So those are the next 2 in line tonight. I can't remember if there's anybody streaming besides them tonight. This Friday, I believe my video is a shipwreck rock hunting video, and it's a good one. And that's Friday at 6:00. And then Mike M.A. Lyman 24 is on after me, either 7 or 7:30. He's been doing different times. I believe also on Friday night is, geez, I'm drawing a blank.
That's the way you
Robert and Melissa on their live stream. What's Robert and Melissa's channel name?
Clark's Cove.
Clark's Cove Detecting. I think, aren't they on Friday nights?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. So Saturdays, I primarily watch the detectorists that I'm friends with in the United Kingdom, because they usually have their live streams, like Rob Random, Dark Knight Detectorist, Teza, Rosa. That they're all UK detectorists. I try to watch them on Saturdays if I'm not out treasure hunting myself. And then Saturday night is Richie, Madison, Maine, and
DF Digger.
They either live stream together if they don't have a video, or they do a video. I think they both have videos this weekend.
Yeah, DF Digger usually goes first, and then
they still have some digging videos. So
yeah.
Sunday, I have not seen that Riser's Treasure Hunting Emporium is going to be on, but if they do go live, it's like at 5:45. And Saturday night is Can Do Veteran, I think, and JP Lawns and more, I think, on Saturday night do their lives. Sunday morning, Park Rat Pat, if he's going live, I think at 8:00. Then at 9:00 is Rob FL Thunder. And then at 11:30 is Marlon Mayer Videos. Let's see. We're talking Sunday. That's those three. And then Sunday night, I'm forgetting somebody. So I think when I get some time, if I can get some time, I'm going to do a list of who's on, what times, what nights, and because Thursdays, Audra streams, or Audra does her her video premiere Tuesday at 6:30. And then after her is Shelly, Dawn and Shelly of Can You Dig It, if they are live streaming. These are trying times for Dawn and Shelly right now.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And then after them, 8:00 is a collaboration live stream with Mark the Berg Hunter and Martin's Treasure Hunting, who's in the house. And that is an adult-only live stream. If you are easily offended, I suggest you don't go. Okay? It's an adult live stream. Yep, JP's Bar is Saturday. Okay. Thank you, Mary. So, thank you so much for hanging with me. We went a little over, but Audra said she didn't mind if I did that. So, kind of keeps her spot, it was
a lot of fun seeing all of you
covered so that nobody swipes it. So, and I hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much for the super chats, you guys. That will definitely help with the mailing, mailing the package to Mama's Gone Detecting. Once I get all the shards that everybody's told me they've got coming. And I'm going to do a separate video or something showing who gave what, showing your channel, so you get some recognition for it.
And so don't forget to come back next week for the continuation of the list.
Yes, we'll do part 2 next week. Thank you so much, Mike, for being my co-host.
Oh, you're welcome.
was
Thank
much
you for having me
easier.
up.
It really helped me. So I appreciate it.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome back anytime, dude. Okay.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.